knock it off, will you? Come on, get this junk out of here.
You got some crust.
Tell your friend not to be so smart.
What, for a blister on your shoe?
Come on, honey.
Hey, you. Come here a minute. The chair.
Summer replacement?
The Ernie Kovacs Show. Ernie Kovacs, Edie Adams, and special guest Dick Haynes, with Henry Lasco, Al Kelly, Bill Wendell, and Barbara. And introducing the fabulous Nairobi Trio. And now here's the star of our show, Ernie Kovacs.
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody's glad we're working except our kids. We're supposed to take them to the movies tonight. Monday, we promised them. We'll be home in about an hour. Maybe sooner if things go bad. When there's a new show scheduled like this, NBC releases a whole schedule to the newspapers a couple of weeks in advance, and as with our shows, the opening date is printed. And then you receive a lot of calls from agents and managers who have various acts that they feel might go well on the show. There's always such a variety that it's hard to pick the best ones. It wasn't too easy to pass up some of them either. There was Mimo, an elephant that does imitations. Bing Crosby, Fred Astaire, the whole thing, and we had to throw him out. He would have worked for peanuts. A trampoline act. A trampoline act was just about one of the most interesting I ever saw. 4 fellas bounced up. Just up. In fact, it's the last we ever saw them. The trampoline's still around here. Everybody keeps tripping over it. And then there was... Well, that's this guy, him. We told him that we didn't want to... We told him, no, it doesn't. A dozen times, but he's so darn persistent, keeps auditioning. The guy keeps auditioning all the time. The reason why we didn't hire him... He's not the most accurate guy in the world, you know? Well, with calls from agents about acts... With calls from agents about acts for the show, we began receiving also from our future viewers some suggested acts that they would like to see on television. After reading a lot of the letters, we got kind of interested in the thing, and some of the acts, I thought it might not be a bad idea to pick up the unusual ones and put them on the program. The 3 acts we have picked were not familiar to anyone on the network, but we do believe they'll be as exciting to see as they appear to be in the letters that we received about them. So perhaps with a fanfare by Harry Sosnick, we might... Our first guest was suggested by Mr. Roger Brannigan of Fiddler's Ravine, Wisconsin. I'll read a portion of his letter, if I may. I've always been a great lover of chess and checkers, as is my father and was his father before him. Dad and I were discussing the brilliant career of the great Russian chess player the other evening, Konstantin Chichornia. I read somewhere where Mr. Chichornia, who was only 30 years old, can play 4 champion chess players and beat all of them in only 3 moves. Furthermore, Mr. Chichornia can do this while being blindfolded. I think you would make an excellent act for your first show, Mr. Brannigan. Well, Mr. Brannigan, the production staff on the show liked the idea, went right ahead to work, and we have not only located Mr. Chichornia, but also 4 of the top-ranking chess players who are here for the big chess tournament to take place in August. They've already made their first move, and they're studying the board for the move they will make after Konstantin Chichornia makes his first play. This is Bela Kolbas, the famous Hungarian chess expert. And this is Wilhelm Grosinger, the noted German chess champion. And here, also deep in strategy, is Armand Toulouse, the celebrated French champion. And last, the well-known representative from the United States, Leonard Koznovsky. All four men are noted for their brilliant tactical moves, their first moves particularly, and indeed, Konstantin Chichornia is up against the best four international chess players alive today. Mr. Chichornia has been deep in thought for several minutes and will signal us when he is ready to begin play. Mr. Chichornia is ready. The four champions have studied the board, all ready for their second move, which they will make after Konstantin Chichornia, the brilliant chess genius, makes his first move. Our next guest was suggested by B.H. Calhoun of Tenafly, Pennsylvania, who writes, I've always been an admirer of the daredevils in the carnivals and circuses who cheat death at every turn. I have seen stunt drivers who drive off the edges of ramps, crash in parked cars, and roll over with their autos. I have also witnessed one of these daredevils parachuting from a commercial airplane. Last summer, I saw Fireball Smedley perform a feat of sheer daring which left me speechless. Fireball drove his automobile through a burning hoop and then crashed to a solid brick wall. Can you arrange to have this stunt performed on your new show? Well, Mr. B. Calhoun, we certainly can do that very thing. And not only can we show you the daredevil feat being performed, but we have your own idol, Fireball Smedley, to do it for you. Fireball is standing by, and a hoop has been set on fire just 6 feet in front of a solid brick wall, 18 inches thick. Are you ready, Fireball? All right then, Fireball Smedley, perform your ride of death. Our last guest we'll get Mimo the elephant next week, was suggested by Yancey Pellman of Sioux City, Indiana. Mr. Pellman writes, if you're going to present variety acts, you should bring on Rocky Carmichael. In our town of Sioux City, we are all great fans of weightlifters and of strongmen. Rocky is a hometown boy, and he's been amazing us Siouxians with his feats of strength since he's just a muscle-bound tot. We've seen Rocky bend iron bars as easy as pie and lift pianos and all kinds of things. He's been getting ready a special act for a year and a half in which he will catch a 40-pound cannonball shot out of a cannon right at him. All the folks in Sioux City would love to see Rocky make his premiere on your show, Yours, Yancey Pellman. Well, Mr. Pellman, surprise, Rocky's right here in our studio. I guess it'll come as a surprise to you folks in Sioux City. Rocky promised not to tell anyone about his appearance ahead of time. How you feeling, Rocky? All right, gentlemen, the powder is already in the cannon if you'll just put in the cannonball. Are you ready, Rocky? All right, then light the fuse. A lot of the evening shows are done in color, and you folks who only have black and white TV sets are kind of being cheated. I don't know if we're on color or not tonight, but in case you just have a black and white set and don't have color, and we are in color, here is a beautiful song, a beautiful gal, Edie Adams, with don't cry.
Yes, I know how you feel. It's that wild runaway feeling in your heart when you dream the wrong dream and you wake with a start. Yes, I know how you feel. It's that wild runaway feeling in your heart when you've dreamed the wrong dream and you wake with a start. Well, don't cry. Get out from under this old cold sky and don't cry.
In the hurly-burly of a variety show, it's sometimes not amiss to have a moment of retrospect. And so we bring you here, with one of his gentle odes, our own Percy Dovetonsils.
Gracious, you did startle me. I had no idea I was on so soon. It is nice being with you on television in what they call A-time. So far, A-time for Percy has just meant absent. It's a small joke. What is there left? Marilyn's gone again. But we did want to link Pinky, as the expression were, over the orthicon tube. Once again with you and greet you all. Mr. Kovacs asked me if I would read one of my odes on television, which I've read on several other openings of shows of his, and perhaps you might like to bear with me. It's rather a tender type of poem. It's almost what you might call romantic. And it has to do with a man who has fallen off the Empire State Building. It's a love ode, I guess, and it's called Thoughts While Falling Off the Empire State Building. Thoughts while falling off the Empire State Building. The guard is pointing the other way. The tourists are looking west. I think these tours are somewhat dull. This solo stuff is best. I'll climb out upon this ledge. Gee whiz, my pants are ripped. Perhaps I should have gotten off before. Oh darn, I've gone and slipped. Off I go into outer space, 103 floors to fall from. 103 doesn't seem quite right. I wonder if I've skipped some. Oh, never mind, it's a small concern. This isn't just my day. I hope I clear the 86 that seems to be in the way. There, I've missed it, nice and clean. Not all do that who fall. This is a horrible time to be bringing a horse out. I do have some aesthetic sense left. If you think I'm going to read my blood, sweat, and tears while that horse is walking up and down stage just because he has some silly bit on the show, you're crazy. He's the biggest thing I've ever seen. Just don't be indiscreet. Now then. Something. Now then, I think Percy has had it. Once you've broken the spell, you've broken the spell. And there's nothing you can do. Go thump up and down, I don't care. I'm not reading the darn poem now, you and your big 4 flat white feet. I hope he slipped during the show. Nothing would give me greater pleasure than to see him fall on his big saddle. Well, some other time. This is Percy Dovetonsils saying, and we'll see you just outside the bookend. You can tell that horse I'm doing a single. Could smash him. We have what I think is the most exciting dance. Some time ago, I talked to Bob Hamilton. I said, Bob, what would you do with a thing like this? And he said, I quit. And I said, besides that, he said, well, I don't know, and so forth. And all of a sudden, one day he came back and he said, we'll try it. And I think it's an exciting dance. It's about a tourist in England who goes to a castle. And as she's there, strange things begin to happen. the networks do their best to bring to the public the daily weather reports. However, because all of them are doing it, each tries to present the weather in as interesting a manner as possible, to take away the dullness of as Cloudy Fair, your weather girl.
Hello, weather lovers. It's Cloudy Fair, your weather girl, with just all kinds of weather for you this evening. Not now, Georgie. I just know we're gonna love every degree of that old Fahrenheit. The old Mercury, eh? Well, shall we take a look at things, Fahrenheit fans? I do hope that none of you out there go for that old centigrade stuff. Stick to the old Fahrenheit. It's the American way. Not now, Georgie. Cloudy's working. Well, now then, shall we get down to details? All along here, and here, and here. In fact, all through the Midwestern states. Especially here in Chicago and Washington, D.C., and all foreign countries, everywhere. I'm afraid I have a little disappointment for you this evening. I don't have any of those nice little isobars or barometric pressures for you. It's too early in the season. And they're my favorites, too. They're so moody. 29.5, 47.82, like that. Outside of the dust storms, it'll probably hit around Boston and Mexico. There's really not much doing in weather tonight. Over here in, India, they should have a little precipitation. Unless, of course, it rains. I just love rain. Don't you? I remember last summer, one rainy Saturday up in Maine, Sam and I, Sam's an old friend, was taking up weather as a hobby. Well, Sam said he knew this nice, quiet little spot where they just have the darlingest weather. Cumulus clouds. No, later, George. No holding that boy back. Cirrus. Cumulonimbus. Well, it started to rain, so Sam and I had to... But you're not interested in my silly old experiences? Well, just about sums it up. And you folks out in Jersey with the cranberry bogs. You watch out for the frost, won't you? For Cloudy? I'd kind of like to send a special greeting to that lonely little man out at Cape Hatteras, sitting all alone in his lighthouse. There, sweetie. That's for trying.
It's a 4-engine plane with turbojet thrust, landing flaps, and sleeping 7 passengers comfortably.
It's a large yellow-billed bird, like a red-winged thrush or a meadowlark, perhaps.
No, it's Superclod.
This is the busy metropolis in which the Daily Granite is published. This is the Daily Granite building. And here in this room, here in this room, is the office of one of the young reporters of the Daily Granite, who at the moment is bent over his busy desk. He is known to his associates as Clark Bent. Mild, well-mannered, studious, and to all appearances, at times, a weakling. There are none who know that under these casual, smartly tailored clothes is the nemesis of crime, known and feared by the underworld, Superclod.
Boo!
Goodness, Close, you certainly gave me a start.
Well, you can't say that no one ever gave you a start in the newspaper game. Hey, Clark? Oh, I like my little joke.
I can see that you do, and it's quite refreshing. Close, I was wondering, I'll be through with my sweater by 6. Are you doing anything for dinner tonight?
Yes, I'm eating.
That's another good one.
Yes.
But seriously, Clovis, I was wondering if we might have dinner together tonight.
Oh, look, Clark, we've been over this a dozen times. I simply won't go out with a poor excuse for a man. Why, you're pusillanimous.
Perhaps it's just a stuffy room.
It's a pretty good one, Clark, for you. Oh, Clark, could you help me with this? It is a little stuffy.
Most of us, certainly.
Yes.
Perhaps we could break the glass.
Oh, really? Eugene!
Not too heavy for you, was it?
It's a trifle sturdy. Lois, I feel a draft. Would you mind closing the window there?
Oh, and you want me to go out to dinner with you? Why can't you be a man? If only you could be more like Superclod. Now there's a man. If only you could be half the man that Superclod is.
Oh, I don't see anything so special about Superclod.
You... Well, you wouldn't, Clark. You're always sitting here at your desk, typing or knitting. Superclod is so strong, so brave, so fearless, so...
Handsome?
Yes, handsome. Hey, this may sound stupid, Clark, but you look a little bit like him. If you just take off those glasses... Here, let me take them off.
No. That was a close one. I better get back to my sweater. I'm having problems with the neckline. It's a little low.
Well, I better get back to my story about Knuckles McGirt.
Knuckles McGirt? You mean my sworn... Oops. Superclod's sworn enemy?
Why, yes, he sent this note to the Daily Granite. He wants us to publish it. He says it's a challenge. He wants Superclod to meet him at his secret hideaway. He even gives the address, 123 East 231st Street.
See that.
Oh, Clark, what are you writing that down for? This thing is nothing for you to touch. It's too big for you.
Wait a minute. Is that 321 East 132nd Street or 132 East 321st Street?
It's 123 East 231st Street.
A natural mistake.
Well, I'll finish the story before quitting time. Oh, Clark, better hurry if you want to finish that sleeve by 5.
Now it's time for Clark Bent to change in a split second to Superclod and then off to the hideout of Knuckles McGirt. Yes?
How do you spell receive? Is it E-I or I-E?
Neither. either. It's R-E. R-E-C-E-I-D-E.
Boy, what a square.
Now it's time for Clark Bent to change the Superclod and off to the hideout of Knuckles McGurk.
Are you sure it's E-I and not I-E?
I said E-I.
No, you said R-E.
I said E-I too.
No, I think you said...
Oh, look it up!
Don't you shout at me. I'll rip out your cable stitch.
You dare touch this sweater.
There, I knew you were wrong. It's I-E.
Oh, it's not. Never mind. Claus, you
Yes?
won't want anything else, will you?
Nothing. Clark? Oh, never mind.
Now to the secret hideout, you know the place. Television, live television. Eugene. Eugene.
You almost through, honey?
I just want to make sure the cuticles are pushed back. You have lovely half moons.
Yeah, it's a shame to hide them behind those heavy cuticles. I inherited them from my father. Tell me, all the McGurks had heavy cuticles, you know. Well, thanks, honey. Oh, you won't tell anybody about where I'm hiding out, will you?
Oh, of course not, Mr. McGurk. Bye.
All right, Weasel, let's test the chair we have ready for Superclod.
Okay, Knuckles. All ready, boys.
Throw the 1,000,000-volt switch.
Yes.
Okay, turn it up.
Works well, boys.
Don't talk like a hood. It works swelly.
Swelly. Sorry, boss. I gotta hand it to you. You're a genius. This chair will really do the trick.
Yes, I'm a genius, Weasel, a king of crime. And when Superclod comes here, whoosh, we give him the juice.
Yes, sir, boss, you're a real genius. But what happens if the 1,000,000 volts don't kill Superclod?
I like insurance. If that don't work, I throw that switch and the roof falls in.
The roof falls in. But wait a minute, boss. What happens to us if the roof falls in?
Just his part of the roof, stupid.
Oh. I see, boss. And what happens if Superclod is still here after the roof caves in on him?
I simply throw another switch and the building blows up.
The building blows up. But what happens to us when the building blows up?
Not the part we're standing in, stupid.
Oh, I see, boss. And if that doesn't work, what happens?
Then I throw the next switch and the whole world blows up.
The whole world blows up. But what happens to us when the whole world blows?
You know, that's a good question.
What's that noise, boss?
It's Superclod. He's coming into our trap. He'll be flying in that window any second. Who are you? Superclod.
Keep the car.
Come right in. Do sit down. Oh, no, you got the wrong chair.
I beg your pardon.
No, that's my chair.
I am sorry. Which one is my chair?
This one.
That one?
Mm-hmm.
No tricks. Remember, I have X-ray eyes. The pupils need a little adjustment.
Now, why don't you sit down and rest a bit? You must be done in after all that.
Why? I am tired.
Hey, boss, I just heard a sneeze in the garden.
Go get him, Weasel. I got Superclod covered. A couvert, as they say in French.
It's the Dame Reporter.
Come into my parlor, Clovis. So you wanted a story, huh? Well, you're going to get one, an eyewitness story. Now, just watch this. Quick, Weasel, pull the switch.
Which one? Which one?
That one, over there. Pull it.
Nothing happened, boss.
Perhaps you might be interested in knowing that Superclod is wearing rubber underwear.
Pull the switches. I'll pull two and you pull two.
Which two shall I pull? Boiled and nut or building and boat?
But I'll take those two and you... No, let me take these. Look, let's do it this, shall we?
Yeah.
I'll take two and you'll take two. You pull one and I'll pull one.
You pull one and I'll pull
Yes.
one.
Now you take building and boats and I'll take world and room.
The building.
No, you
the
take
Lois,
no.
Click, I'll get you out of here, but I feel faint. These men, Oh, terrible.
Building and boats is mine, and no, yours is going to boat. Building and
You're mixing me up.
I'm mixing you
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
The thing is this. Now you take those two, pull those two, and then I'll...
But I...
No, you don't. Weasel, they're gone. Superclod has rescued Clovis and escaped.
You can't stop that Superclod. He's got knives of steel. No wonder that girl reporter wasn't worried.
we know that you'll be as happy as we are to know that with us tonight is that wonderful fella that you enjoyed so much, and that we too enjoyed along with you, Dick Haymes.
When you're walking down the street in New York and you haven't got a friend in town, then a funny thing can happen. A funny thing can happen if you look up at the buildings all around. They're looming bold and high against a cold gray sky. And a funny thing can happen. A funny thing can happen if you let those lonesome buildings get you down. You get the skyscraper blues, the skyscraper blues. You get the feeling that they're hemming you in. The Empire State, the RCA, the Chrysler Building so tall and so gray. You get those skyscraper blues, tall building blues. The wind comes whipping round you with a moan. Oh, it's murder to lose those skyscraper blues when you walk in New York alone. A million faces swarm all around you. You search them for a friendly smile or two, but they're only empty faces that surround you, 'cause they're all just as lonely as you. You've got those skyscraper blues, tall building blues. The wind comes whipping round you with a moan. Oh, it's murder to lose those skyscraper blues when you walk in New York alone.
We weren't sure whether we wanted to do a spectacular or just make a spectacle of ourselves. We're not sure yet. And you never are until you read the papers the next day. We hope that, quite sincerely, this is not a thing where I'm saying we hope you had as much fun as we did, but truly we have really had a ball. We've just been here all day in the theater and have gotten to know the stagehands awfully well, and they've gotten to know us awfully well. They don't care so much for us now. But that's one of the things that happens. I have a telegram here from the Nairobi Trio. It was sent, and we received just before air down. We broke down just outside of Hightstown, New Jersey. I'm crying already. Hightstown, New Jersey. We'll be with you next week, if all right with you. The Nairobi Trio, we're very sorry we couldn't get them with us tonight, but I'm certain that we'll have them next week. Also, next week, we're going to have Haroun, A Story of the Desert. Miklos Molnar, maybe a farewell shot for Marilyn Monroe, I think might be nice. And I'd like you to meet now each one of the people who worked so hard, as you did, sitting through it. First, Edie Adams. Henry Lasco. Al Kelly. Bill Wendell. Barbara. And our guest for tonight, Dick Haymes. Thank you.
So long.